Good morning, you guys, and
Hey,
welcome back to the Sam Leah
happy
Show.
Monday. Where we're on a mission to become our best selves, and we're inviting you along for the ride. So, your weekend, as always, was
Well,
eventful.
it's just like, can we have an easy one? Jared decided to do a man project at someone else's house, and it lagged into the weekend. And so I was a single parent this weekend, and I just, it- it's hard.
Mm,
It's hard to be a single parent, and I am so used to Jared being here and him being part of the routine and picking up the slack and all the things. And I was quickly, it was like I had PTSD. It was like I was thrown back into single momhood and I was miserable all weekend. Like I saw myself getting short with the kids. I saw myself not taking care of myself. I saw myself not finishing projects and having like, oh, I got to do laundry. Oh, but the dishes. Oh, now they need a snack. And oh, they want to go outside. And like everything was like on hinges. Like it was not a good weekend. I mean, it was a good appreciation for Jared. We went out on a date last night, and I was like, "Look, you gotta come home. Like, I am so sick of this on my own shit." Because we use each other so much with parenting. So it
right,
was just
right.
exhausting. It was just exhausting. So all of you single moms out there, my heart goes out to you. I was a single mom this weekend, and 2 days I had PTSD. I was miserable. We got in the car for our date, and I said, "I just wanna be clear. I am not mad at you. I am overstimulated. I've been touched too much. I've heard my name too much. I've talked too much today answering rhetorical questions. I said, if we could just do a silent ride to the restaurant, I would appreciate it. And we got in the restaurant and he started rubbing my back. And I was like, can you please not touch me? Like, I have just been I had a kid in my lap for the past 2 days. And I'm like, I just want my body to myself. And he was like, I understand. He's like, I get it. He's like, I'm home tomorrow. I'm like, thank God. So it was just a flashback to
Yeah,
being single. And I wasn't a fan.
yeah.
I wasn't a fan. I like
It's
it just brought back old trauma.
right, right. So, for moms who are going through that right now, remembering how truly chaotic it is when you've got little ones,
Mhm.
what would you have done or what would you do
Mhm.
differently if you know that you had to do that consistently to try to schedule in like time for yourself so you're not so overwhelmed and overstimulated?
I would have used their iPads more appropriately and said, "Okay, mom's gonna go work out. Now your iPads." We have such a routine, like, when they get up, they get on their iPads and we do breakfast and stuff. I would have been like, "Go play for a little bit. You can have your iPads when I get myself ready." So timing, like being organized with my schedule to fit me in, like when they're eating lunch, I could have been doing personal development,
Mhm.
but instead I'm like sitting there with them and having lunch and like scrolling stupidly I'm like, I need a break, so I'm getting on TikTok and doing stupid shit. Like, I think I would have, you have to be more organized with putting yourself in.
Mhm.
And I did a good job. My neighbor, people that were leaving, which I'm so upset about, we're leaving, she called and she's like, I'm having a crazy morning. Can your boys come down and entertain my kids so I can get some shit done? And I was like, girl, I got you. So I sent my kids down there and then I took her kids back for 2 hours. And so, like, there was a 3 hour window where my kids were entertained with other kids on one of the days. So I think doing that, like calling a married couple and saying, hey, what can I do to help you guys? If you can help me out, or just
Mhm.
calling another person. So I think for me, it's putting it in your schedule, and I didn't. I was like, "Oh, I'll get to it later," and I never did, and then
Mhm.
the next day she called and I was like, "Thank you, Jesus, because I haven't worked out yet, and I'm getting resentful because I can't work out because I have these stupid kids and and they
Mhm.
won't let me do anything." And I was just so angry on Saturday, and then Sunday I fixed the problem. I was like, "They're going there. I used my time wisely." So it's timing, it's scheduling,
Yeah,
it's
being
prioritizing it, and
proactive.
putting it in your schedule. When
Yeah.
when she took the kids, I could have very easily sat down, or I could have very easily done laundry and done dishes and, wiped bathrooms down. I did all that once I got back because I had a little bit more time left, but I had to get my thing done first.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
scheduling it. It's and asking for help. I didn't do that enough when I was single. I was like, I got this, look at me go. And I was burning the wick at both ends
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah. I think
And
it's
so
hard to ask
I had
for
that
help.
flashback, and then, when Jared walked in, and it was so I don't know if you're like this. He walked in, we're getting ready to leave for this date. He went and took a shower, and when he got out, there was laundry that had been on the couch since the day before, and I was doing laundry, and there was still one more load to do, but we were getting ready to leave for a date, and it's like he walked in and started picking up the laundry, and in my mind, I saw he doesn't think I'm good enough that I couldn't get to the laundry and put all that away. when all he was trying to do was help. He was like, she was busy with the kids all day. Let me put the laundry away. But I got so defensive and I was like, just leave it. Like, I will get to it before we leave. Like, and I tried to justify why it wasn't done yet. And, and it was like, I was getting mad at him for helping. And then I just caught myself. I'm like, look, I said, honestly, I was going to leave it for Joe to do. Joe's been running the streets. She needs to pull her weight around here. Her ass can put it away later. And he was like, deal. Okay. But here was a man trying to help me. But because my mom's shield was on so strong of like, I'm invincible, I can do it all. And how dare this man come in and try to help me? I would have got to it when I would have. The old me shined real, real bright this weekend because I just get so defensive when I'm having to do it all. And I was
Mhm.
getting so angry that he's trying to help me, but I saw, oh, great. He thinks I'm lazy because I didn't put the laundry away. So I'm like looking at it going, girl, whoa, calm the fuck down. He's just trying to help you get shit done. And you are
Yeah.
getting super defensive of yourself. Like, yeah,
So
it was all me.
changing your perspective,
Yes,
shifting your
yes.
mindset.
But
Yeah.
it was amazing to me how fast I went backwards. And, it's like a little bubble for me, like, I can see myself when I do these rages of, like, irrational responses because I'm always looking at my whole life as a learning moment to bring back to here, bring back
Mhm.
to our audience, and I was just like, my old defensive, prideful self was who was talking instead
Mhm.
of this person that's in a loving, respectful relationship who this man was he was busy too. He knew I had the kids all day, which is not my wheelhouse anymore. And therefore he was just trying to help.
Mhm.
But yeah, I jumped him. I was like, leave that laundry. I can get to that. And he was like, babe, just trying to help you. And I'm like, you don't think and I'm like, whoa, pause. Joe can do it. So I don't know. From being single for so long, I did it, but it was like a war zone. I mean, you're in battle with yourself all the time, trying to make sure you take care of yourself, your house, the kids,
Yeah.
help your neighbors, help your other family, do extra, volunteer. And it was just like all that came flooding back this weekend as I was by myself. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is
And
horrible.
if it's fresh after the divorce, you also got to make time to heal, like
Yeah.
deal with that, just the divorce part of it. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot. I mean, I
Yeah.
remember, yeah, I mean, like, so speaking of being a single mom again, one of the things that I remember most is just how broke I was. I mean, I had no money.
Oh, God.
I had to severely change my spending habits, my relationship with money, budgeting, the things that I was doing in my free time. I could only say yes to things that were really absolutely necessary.
Hmm.
And so if you're
Yeah.
in a position right now where you're tight with money, you got to really be careful. Let me tell you, girlfriend, don't sleep on the dollar store. Okay. I went there over the
It's
weekend.
great.
My daughter
We're getting a
needed
new one
nail
in
polish
town. I'm
remover.
pumped. Hmm.
So she needed nail polish remover. So I was like, okay, well, we can run to the dollar store and, run in and grab it. Well, I came out with a haul. I came out with like face masks and lip masks and foot things and like all of these self-care things. And she
Yeah.
got like a ton of shit. We spent like $20 and got a ton of shit.
Yeah.
And they have name brand stuff there now. They got like electric toothbrushes for kids and for adults and the cleaning supplies and the organization and the snacks and I'm telling you,
They have, really good fingernail polish. I can't remember
like
the
nail
brand of it,
funnel.
but it's like a teal, a pink, a white, and a clear, and a black. Like, it's always, like, on an end cap.
Yeah, the makeup. I mean, they
Telling
have
you. Mhm,
quality stuff.
mhm.
And so even if it's an off brand and you don't recognize it, I mean, for a dollar, or now I think it's a dollar 25, at least is what it said at the dollar. I think it was the Dollar Tree is what I went to.
Yeah.
Or but you could save so much money by doing things like that. And then you reminded me too with glasses. If you have prescription glasses, do not be buying them at your eye doctor.
But I think people don't know that. I think when you go get your eye exam and they're like, "Okay, you need glasses, now go outside and
Yeah,
talk to the
go pick it.
expensive lady."
No.
You can walk
200,
away.
300, 400, $5 frames?
You can say,
No.
"Please just give me a printout of my script, please."
Yes.
That's it, because
Just
that's
get
what you're
your
paying
script.
for.
Yeah.
Because you're paying a fee to go get your eyes checked and you get your script. And then you walk out and you go look at Calvin Klein glasses, which I think that's what these are. Um, and it's insane.
It's insane.
It's
It is
insane.
such a high markup.
Mhm.
When you could go online, there are so many. You use
Zillow,
Z-Rule,
yeah,
right? I
yeah.
like Zenny. And there's other ones. You go
Mhm.
online, you pop in your prescription. They even have AI that like does your
Yeah,
face
you
and
can
it
see
will
what it
show
looks
you the
like.
measurements. So
Mhm.
you can see like try the glasses on virtually and see how you like the
I would do
frames,
it for
whatever.
kids in a second. I
20
would do it
bucks.
for kids. Yeah,
20 bucks.
Jared's walking around with, I think Under Armour or what's another big guy brand? I don't know. He's walking around with
Like
like
Oakley or something.
yeah, Oakley, $700 glasses
Insane.
that tint from like inside to outside, which I think is actually I'm not a big
Like
fan of glasses
transition.
that
Is that
I
what they
hate
call
those
transition
that go
lenses?
into sunglasses and
Yeah.
I feel like it looks dorky. That's just my opinion. Anyways, and my mom is a glasses like person. And so she had like all these expensive $1,000, $2,000 pairs of like cool,
Insane.
funky glasses. And then when I got my deal with Zillow, I like fell in love with it. And I was like, Mom, go do that. She's like, I got the blue light reflective thing in the glasses. I got the transition. She has transition lenses. She got them changed into sunglasses and they were still under $100. She's like, this shit's insane.
Yeah. They mark it up so
You're
much.
paying for the
What
name. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're
These
there to
are
make
all
that I think
plastic. These
that's really what your optometrist makes the most money on, to be honest. I mean, yeah, they're billing insurance for whatever shit they're doing to you, but the frames, the retail, right? Like that's how they make their money. Don't do it anymore.
I'm telling you, if I had kids that had glasses, none of my kids do yet, I would be down, hands down doing some type of cheapy and
Yeah,
give them multiple pairs.
online. Yes,
I
right.
mean, they have so many awesome deals. It's
Mhm.
insane. It's
Yes.
insane. I was just looking right now, like buy one, get frames 50% off. That's what it has. Father's Day special, 70% off.
And the frame is like $20 to
Okay.
begin with. So you're buying one for $25 and then you're getting the second one half off. Like there's just so many ways to save money. I didn't know about that stuff before. I was sick. When I tell you, when I
Mhm.
first went on Zilul, I was sick to my stomach about how much money I had spent on fucking eyeglasses up until
Yep.
that point. I will never do that again.
Yep. It's
It's
insane.
crazy.
It's insane. Yeah, I'll put my thing in
And then
there.
the other
That's a
thing too, you were
referral.
talking about laundry. I don't know if you guys know this. This is a fun fact. I just learned this in the past year or so. Do you know that you can freeze your clothes to freshen them up?
Jeans
It kills the
especially.
bacteria? Yeah, like, so shit that you don't necessarily need to wash. I mean, this is not a replacement for washing clothes. You do still have to
Right.
wash your clothes periodically, but it's something just, you wanna wear a few times. It doesn't necessarily have to go in the washing machine. You wrap it in a plastic bag, you throw it in your freezer overnight.
Yeah.
Boom, freshens it right up, kills the bacteria. Fun fact, I don't know, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but this is, like, super duper time saving too for me. It's like because then I'm thinking about all the things that normally I would have had to wash over a month's time or whatever. But now I can just like toss my jean shorts in the freezer and freshen them up every time I wear them.
Yeah. Especially the jeans that
Fine.
are the stretchy kind and putting them back in there so they go back and you don't have to run them through the wash. I mean, because I think at our ages, we're not getting dirty. I'm not
Yeah,
getting
like
so
you're not
dirty.
getting
Right.
something on them that they need to
Right.
be washed off.
But it's usually they're stretched out or they just have that worn feel and you want them to be like that nice crisp newness. Yeah, putting them
Yeah,
in the freezer. I've never done it, but I've heard about it.
it's great.
I heard about it I don't know when I heard that a long time ago.
I think I
I think
actually
it's even
heard
before
it originally
TikTok.
from Tan. Is that his name? Tan from um what is the name of that guy with the five gay guys who go and change everybody's life?
Oh,
I love that show, and I can't think of the name of
Queer
it right now.
Eye for the
Yes, Queer Eye.
mhm,
Yeah, I think the style guy from that is where I initially heard the tip, and I was like, "What?" It was a
mhm,
life changer. Now I do it all the
mhm.
time.
Speaking of freezers, we have 3 to move in 11 days. We move in 11 days.
So what's your date now of moving?
We are pulling out of this driveway on the 21st. So we have a lot of shit to sell because we are not taking a majority of our household. So we gotta do
Yeah,
that. This week is put stuff out and say, "Come take it." Taking
yeah.
stuff to the city dumpster, which I didn't know every city had a dumpster. Like, this is amazing news.
I didn't know that
Um,
either.
yeah, so you can, like, go to your city area will have, like, Ours does a place for electronics, a place for mattresses, a place for dumpster, a place for like your tree limbs and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
So
Do you have to, like, make an appointment ahead of time or anything?
no, there's just really strict rules. Like if it's already full,
Mm,
you're on camera. So if you like
yeah,
overfill it,
like mhm,
they fine you if they know who you are, kind of thing. But so
mhm.
yeah, this week is like now that we've purged the house, now we got to get rid of the big items and sell them or that. But it's 11 days. Like I think this 11 days is going to go by super fast. And I'm waking up with so much anxiety around it, like, of, like, just the to-do list is running in my head, and I keep telling myself like, my mom sent me a note this morning, she's like, "I'm very impressed because my sister and I are both moving at the same
Mhm,
time, within
mhm.
days of each other, and my mom was like, "I'm so impressed that you're both doing this while working full time, while having kids." She's like, "I struggled as an adult, with just your dad and I doing it." But she just kept saying, "Tell yourself, like, I can do this. Everything will work out. Nothing is that big. Like, I am smart. This will all, play how it's supposed to play." Like, keep
Yeah,
reminding yourself to stay calm this whole time because it's so easy to start spiraling.
yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
proud
just
of you.
it's yeah, what did she say? She was saying something like, I just keep telling myself, "I'm safe, I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I got this." Like, and I wake up like that, like, I have to tell myself, otherwise I just get like, "Oh my gosh, we gotta move this, and we gotta move this," and
You have a list, right? You have it out of your brain and on paper
oh,
somewhere?
yeah, yeah, and so Jared, I'm just like, "Hey," like, he started to bring me something today, and, this is kinda funny. Last night we were talking about, I heard a TikToker that was like, "I emphatically flirt with my wife," and I sent it to Jared because he's like a 17-year-old all the time flirting with me, and I sent it to him like, "This is what you're like," and then I saw another TikToker guy that said, "Man," he's like, "I don't know what it is about my wife's body, but when I see even just a glimmer of what's underneath the shirt, he's like, "I just get so excited." He's like, it could be just the start of the cleavage, it could be a side boob. He's like, "It could be an under boob." He's like, "I don't know." He's like, "There's just something about her with, seeing her body, I get so excited." And so we were talking on our date last night, and I said, "Women aren't like that." I'm like, I see a dick pic or a body, I'm not like, "Oh my god, I wanna jump your bones." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Ours is so mental." I
Yeah,
said, "Where"
it's all mental and
Yeah,
emotional
I
stuff.
said, "Where I could be a bitch to you and just scream at you, but if I got naked, all is forgotten and you would have sex with me." He was like, "Absolutely." But if like, for you, I said, "You could be staying there naked," and in my mind, I'm going, "Okay, I gotta do this tomorrow, this tomorrow, this tomorrow." I'm like, there's just a difference
Yeah.
in yeah, he and Jared goes, "Well, what I just heard was I don't have to work out." He's like, and I was like, "No, no, no, that's not it." But I think there's just this big difference in this misunderstanding that we're not attracted to like, yes, I think he's good looking, absolutely. I wouldn't be with him if I didn't,
Right, but
but
that it takes more than that.
it's
Eh,
not what
that's not just
yeah.
what does it for you. Yeah,
I'm
there's
not now
gotta be
watching him work, when he was building this wall for for our cousin, I was like, "Oh my god, he's sexy," but it's still like so I was telling him, "When you take away my mental load, that's what's sexy." When I
right.
see you going, "Yeah, I know she needs this done," or, "Oh, I'm thinking of her," "Oh, I know she enjoys this cheesecake." I know when you start
Mhm.
thinking for me, dude, panty
Yeah,
dropper. Panty
right,
dropper, not
right.
not a dick pic. Not
Yeah,
no, mm-mm.
no
There's
one
nothing
wants those.
attractive about those things.
No
I don't
one.
even know. No one wants those. So, um, so yeah, that
Yeah.
was just and I'm hoping other women I hope I'm not like a weirdo that's it, but
I
it's
don't think so. No, because I
the
feel the same
mental
way.
part.
Like, I think my husband is hot as hell, but it's not all I need more than that. Like,
Yeah.
I won't just look at him and go, "I'm ready to go," you know? Like, I need a little more. It's more of a mental thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so I was telling him, like, it's more like if the appreciation factor and the doing things for me and thinking for me. So this morning when he said, "Hey, does Walker want the couch?" And I just looked at him and he caught it and he goes, "I'll text him." I'm like, "Yes." So don't put more things on my plate, remove things off my plate and you're
Yeah.
sexy. You put things on my
Right.
plate, I get resentful.
Right.
Like, "Oh, great. You could do that, but I have to do that?" And
Mhm.
so he caught it and he's like, "Oh, I can text him." I'm like, We're getting there. We're
Yeah.
getting there." So I mean, it's that kind of stuff. And it's so
Yeah.
subtle sometimes of like, "Hey, And I think when they ask a question, he wasn't asking me to go ask Walker, but I heard that. I was like, "Oh, great, one more thing I have to do." Instead, he was just like, "Have you talked to him yet?" So it's my defense mechanism too, to always feel like everything's being dumped on me,
Right.
and I think that's from being single. I really do. I think the PTSD from being single of like, it's all me all the time. I have to do it.
And
I'm the
even in
only
your
one.
marriage,
Yeah.
most of the shit was on you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, side note, last night, I go live. I don't know if anybody here was on my TikTok last night. Joe got on with me, and I didn't show her face, but she started answering questions to people. That girl's got her shit together.
Nice.
Joe was answering questions for parents like a fucking boss. And so people were like, "Can you guys do a podcast?" And I was like, maybe we should do like a workshop, like Walker and her and I
Mm,
do like a forum, an open like forum for people to talk and ask. She was killer last night.
that's
She was
awesome.
really good. And it was just it was things like when she left the room, Jared and I were like, "Holy shit. I I didn't know she knows, like, she has processed it. Again, she's in therapy. She has processed it and knows where it came from and why it's
Mhm.
there, and the tips and tricks she was telling parents, I was like, "Can I be writing those down? Because those are fucking liquid gold." I mean, shit that I've never even said out loud before to people, she was coming up with, and I was just like, "This girl's smart. Therapy is working, and she just knows." She sees all of it now,
Mhm.
and she's 17. It's remarkable. So,
Yeah,
it was kinda cool. It was
that
really
is
cool last
cool.
night.
And that's
Mhm.
also a testament to the work you're doing on yourself, by the way. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
wonderful she's in therapy because that's gonna help her cultivate that self-awareness. But if you weren't doing shit for you,
Yeah.
she wouldn't be even half of where she is right now.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And it was off the cuff. I mean, people were asking her questions, and at any point in time, she could have thrown me under any bus, and I was ready for it, like, because I wasn't the best. I did a pretty decent job when she was little, but I could have done better, and I know that now. And, it was just she was so good. She just was in it. You could see she's like, "If you're this parent, please don't do this. If you're this parent, please do this." Like, she was wanting people to like, "You have no idea how this feels as a child. Like, you gotta do better and you gotta try harder." And it was really good. It was overwhelming. Like, it happened so fast. And then she left the room and I was trying to process all of it. Like, holy shit, this girl knows where she came from. She knows what's happened to her and she knows what she's not gonna do. It was really cool.
Yeah,
Really cool.
good
So
for her.
yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna head over to the next chapter. We have our
Yeah.
training today. Today's cool because we're talking about stuff that's coming up soon in the summer. It's the Summer Survival Guide, navigating co-parenting minefields. So
Yeah.
Sam put together a really good training to help you guys. Basically, what are some like what are a few little nuggets that
It's
we're
like
gonna be dropping?
it's I put down things that I wish I would have known. There's a difference between school year and summer when you're dealing
Right.
with high conflict. It's just like they put on a new coat in the summer of like stupid behavior, and I wish I
Mm,
would have known and prepared, like, "Whoa, where did this come from?" Like, this isn't what we've done in the past, and summer just brings out a different type of person, and I want you to get ahead of those things, and I want the calendar stuff that's popping up, like, giving you ideas for those as well. Summer's just a different type of season. It always changes the season you're in. It can either make your season great with your ex or make it way worse because it's nice out and people are doing different things and there's just more things going on and everybody gets a little butthurt and we're dealing with somebody that's probably not the best communicator. And so getting ahead of those things while keeping a perspective the whole time is
mhm.
critical and not getting so vengeful when things happen. But anticipating, I think half the game with high conflict is knowing what's coming.
Right.
If I
Yeah.
know it's coming, the
Yes,
blow is gonna
okay.
be less. If I don't know it's coming, that's when I get all upset, that's when I get triggered, that's when I spiral, and so
Right.
knowing a lot of these that are coming up, at least you're like, if it does happen, you're like, "Oh, yeah, Sam talked about this." Like, "I know. Leah warned me about this. I
Mhm.
already know. I already know how to handle it. She already told me. They already gave me tips, so I'm not gonna lose my shit because I already knew this was probably gonna happen." So it's those kinda things. So
Yeah.
I think it's
Nice.
well worth checking out. Check it out.
So we'll be in there top of the hour. Replay always stays available for at least 30 days. And we got a lot of stuff in there still. I haven't even removed any, I don't
No,
think, in the last couple months. So there's a lot of
no.
trainings in there. So get in
Mhm.
there, get as much information as you can, especially while we got summer here popping up. Um, and we'll be here again next
And
week?
We need to tell them. We just changed it.
Oh, yeah. So now inside the next chapter, not only is it a private support group for women where now you can communicate with each other. Before, we actually had posts turned off because we wanted to keep it organized for everybody so they could find all of our trainings. But now we kind of have a system where you can go in there and you guys can chat and ask questions and support each other and share wins. But also, we're doing a monthly Zoom in there. So
Mhm.
if you're a Next Chapter
The
member,
Zoom
once
is
a
back.
month, this is brand new. The first one's going to be on June 19th, where you're going to all of our members get to submit their questions, concerns, struggles ahead of time. And then we're going to read all of those. And then we're going to take whatever the most common theme is from all of our members that month. And we're going to do a whole Zoom where you get to hop on with us. We're going to talk about it, dive in, do some, give you some tips, give you some coaching through it. So
Yeah.
just another reason to get in there and get all the
Right.
support and tools and guidance that you need, so that you can kill it in your next chapter.
Absolutely. All right, you guys, we'll see you inside the next chapter. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.